I was always that kid to go against the grain. Like, nah. Like, I would work a job for a couple weeks and be like, nah, I'm out. Like, this ain't for me.
Dreamers Welcome Podcast.
Dreamers Welcome Podcast. We in the building, man. I go by CEO PESO. Another episode. I'm feeling blessed, highly favored. Got an amazing person, amazing entrepreneur, amazing associate, amazing friend, Joe Fresh. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling real good, man. I appreciate you for having me on here tonight.
I appreciate you being here. You know, first time doing it, but you know, like I was telling, we was talking before, man. You know, just a platform for people to talk about our upbringing, you know, where we started and what we doing right now.
Right.
And, you know, bro, I definitely appreciate you taking the time to do this for me, bro.
For sure. This is dope. This whole setup, everything that's going on is dope. Like,
yeah, man, you know, my nigga pulled out the boomerang, like, I gotta throw this out there,
the whole
man.
Scenery, TV in the background.
You know, undisclosed location, but we make it look good, man, effortless.
Yeah.
All right, man, so look, we're gonna start off, man, just a little bit about yourself, man. You know, clearly you well known around here, but like I said, the platform is to put us out there to a higher level. So just tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, my name is Joe. I'm owner of Legendary Avenue clothing brand. I'm from Dayton, born and raised in Dayton, Ohio. For the most part, I'm just out here grinding, man. I'm just an up and coming entrepreneur, trying to make it happen, trying to make my dreams, you know, turn to reality.
Absolutely.
So that's what I'm out here doing.
Cool. So born and raised, city of Dayton, what part?
Dayton View. I went to high school in Jefferson Township, so a lot of people get it misconstrued, like, oh, you a Jefferson Township? Yeah, that I am.
A lot of back and forth.
But at the same time, I'm from Dayton View, which is the hood. Everybody know if you're from Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah.
I was born in
very influential neighborhood back in the G.
Exactly.
Back in the G.
Yeah, so I gotta rep Dayton View.
So man, look, base of this podcast is like, you know, the dreamers is welcome.
Okay.
So as a youngin, you know, when you was growing up, and I think it's interesting to where, you know, you going to JT and you in the View.
Right.
What was your earliest memory of like what you wanted to be, like as just, you know, when we was youngins in the game, like just in life, like, oh, I want to be this and that. What's your earliest memory of like just what you wanted to be, literally?
It was definitely, I wanted to be a basketball player. Word. You know, it was Mike when we was growing up.
Oh, bro, it was
everybody want to be like Mike. You gotta have the mics on. You get if you be balling, like. So for the most part, I wanted to be a basketball player, but my growth spurt.
right.
That didn't go too good for me.
I mean,
so that ended about high school. I wasn't growing no more, so I was like, nah, this ain't. I gotta find another route. Which I still didn't find that route in high school, so I ain't gonna say I had to find another route. But yeah, I want to be a ball player. Everybody want to be a ball player growing up. So
I mean, was it a difficulty like to
accept it?
Yeah, just like damn, like because I really can't. I can remember, but I can't at the same time. Like damn, like this ain't gonna work. Because I think mine was like I wanted to be like the next Ken Griffey, and it was like, damn, bro, you really can't run that fast. So it's just like, hey, G, like, I don't know, you can't steal bases and shit, my nigga.
I think it was more so like, once I got to my junior and senior year, I was like, bro, I ain't got no letters yet. It's slow.
When you're around niggas getting letters at that.
Yeah, I ain't even got Sinclair reaching out, so it's like, all right.
For those don't know, Sinclair Community College, downtown Dayton, in the heart of it.
But yeah, so it was slow after that. I accepted it, though. So I applied for some HBCUs. You know, I want to go out of state. I ended up going to Kentucky State. So for the most part, I went to Kentucky State. It's an HBCU college. I had a good time there, man. I learned a lot about myself at HBCU, honestly. Like, it's just like seeing people from other states and other cities, like, really just interacting with them. You don't really get that in high school.
That's so, bro. It's so valuable to go to college, even if you fucking drop out.
Yeah.
It's just valuable to go.
I just feel like you need that.
Yeah. I mean, because we so curated with what's going on between Gettysburg and whatever.
Yeah.
Like, when you get around people that's around
that's from out
people,
of state. Like, I'm coming from Dayton, Ohio. I'm like, okay, I got cats from Chicago. I got cats from Detroit.
Man,
like,
Wisconsin, whatever.
They the coolest, though. They the coolest, and you just really just tapping into like the way they operate is totally different from Dayton. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like that was cool. Like you said, everybody if you drop out, you at least need a year in college.
And then on top of that, and then cause you meet people, man, I'm mad cool motherfuckers from college now that I'm down there way more cool with the niggas I grew up with.
Exactly.
It just happens like that.
Exactly. And they embrace you more.
Yo,
they embrace you more.
You know why they
more.
do that though? Because they meet you as who you are.
Yeah.
Who you grown into be.
Right.
Rather
and then I feel like dating people, they got a different, like, everybody I come across, even out of town, they like, oh, you from Dayton? When they find out that I'm from Dayton, it's kind of like, oh, okay, like, I see why you, like, who you are right now, because I don't know if they came across other dating people, but we just got a different type of persona about ourselves.
Yeah,
like,
it's definitely a stigma. I think, I don't know. I mean, we all associated, not with the same people, but just with the same way that we got to maneuver sometimes,
exactly.
I guess.
Yeah.
So, but I ain't gonna lie though, some people that I met, they really credit Dayton, like, oh, you from Dayton?
Yeah.
Like, and you would think because we got, you know, LeBron is
Ohio,
period.
Yeah.
But motherfuckers be like, damn, they got respect for Dayton for way more, you know, deeper reasons or whatever the case is. But we are like a very hidden gem in this motherfucking state.
We are. It builds character at the end of the day. Like from the living in the dorms, from just meeting different people from different cities and states, like all that just builds your character, and you just realize like it's really more than dating. You know what I'm saying? Like
absolutely,
it's more than
and
what I'm used to.
And they cut out that comfortable like city safety net. Like
yeah.
If you stay here, you feel like you're invincible, or you just feel like, you know what, like why would I leave?
Right.
But once you go to college, is even if you Central, like 45 to an hour away.
Yeah, Central State.
You're still
like
on your own.
Minutes.
You're still on your own. You got to realize, like,
even Rice State, you still like it's up the road, but you still on your own. Like you said, you still on your own. You
consciously, mentally,
and you're figuring things out on your own. Like you seeing life in a different perspective at that point.
So now, explain what are you doing right now at the moment?
Okay, I'm working on my brand. Obviously, I'm pushing new merch, new collections, new drops.
What's the name, by the way?
Legendary Avenue.
Okay.
At Legendary Avenue. If anybody listening that's want to follow.
Legendary Avenue. So let's dive into the explanation of why you created Legendary Avenue.
Okay, so for the most part, honestly, I've been into fashion since I was young. Like even in high school, I used to get best dressed and all that.
Word.
So I think it been a passion, and I've been wanting to do like a clothing brand, but I didn't know how to go about it. Like I was really puzzled, and I really didn't do no research because I was young, like I said. But once I started getting older, I had my son, and I think that's really like that was like the turning point into like really just
your son.
Yeah. Trying to figure things out, because it's like everybody got to figure out their passion at the end of the day. So when I had my son, it was like I'm living for somebody else at this point. Like I really got to find out my passion. Yeah. And it was a couple years, you know, into him being born, and I was like, man, I want to do a clothing brand, but I don't know how to go about it. So I figured it out. I did some research. I was trying to come up with a name for at least 2 years straight. Like people don't understand that. Like I had a whole notebook. Like
just
this ain't
names.
it. Yeah, this ain't it. This don't sound right. Now I'm scratching off names. One day I just came about Legendary Avenue. I don't know, it was so random. That's why when people ask me like, how did you come about this name? It was so random.
You did,
because I have no like.
You so in depth with just thoughts.
Yeah.
Anything is coming to the head.
Exactly. I had so many thoughts like, do this, do that. And you can ask some of my homeboys, like I would text them like, what you think about this name? They like, nah, that ain't it. One day I just came across this name like Legendary Avenue. I'm like, this is stuck with me. Like soon as I wrote it out, it stuck with me. I got a notebook. As soon as I wrote it out, it stuck with me. I text one of my homeboys. He like, where you get this from? Like, how'd you think of this? I'm like, man, it's the one. And even when I found out it was the one, I was still kind of like iffy about it. I was like, it's the one, but how am I gonna go about it? Mm-hmm. So it took me at least like I came up with the name in 2016. It took me to 2017 to really execute it, because I was still sitting on it and still trying to
execute it. In what way? Like, what do you mean?
Execute even from getting shirts made.
Right.
Yeah. So I came with the name in 2016. I didn't get none shirt made until 2017.
So you were just sitting on the name, and then it took you maybe like a year to start curating like ideas that you thought was presentable.
Exactly. Like, because I was like, it's the one, but I don't want to just come off the gate. Which, when you start something, you coming off the gate regardless, because you don't know. You're still trying to figure it out. So I came up with a logo. it was cool for the time being, you know. And I was like, nah, this ain't it. I didn't push it. I didn't push that at all.
With the very first joint?
The very first font, I didn't push it at all. I gave one person his shirt, and that was Tony Rock. You can ask him. Like I gave him
the tone.
I gave
Rock the world. Damn.
I gave him a shirt, and I still have a picture with him in the shirt in Vegas. But I gave one person a shirt, and I wore it myself, and I was like, this ain't it. Yeah, it ain't it.
Yeah, if you can't see yourself in your own, like what you created,
exactly,
it's definitely like back to the drawing board. And you an advocate of that too. You know, we be talking about what I was getting into and everything, and you really are fond of like, if it ain't gonna work, cool, I'm gonna let it lay.
Yeah.
Archive it and then go back into the drawing board.
Go back to the drawing board and figure out what's working for you. You know what I'm saying? What you want to do about it. That's why I didn't push that one. So I came back that very next year. Well, I didn't. It wasn't that very next year. It was later on that year. I came up with a different logo. One of my homeboys, he's a graphic designer, so I shot him an idea. He came up with a logo for me, and then I start pushing that one, and that's really when I started really digging into like, okay, let's do this.
So your creativity level with the logos and all that is, like you say, I mean, obviously, because you don't do graphics and nothing like that,
right?
You got to reach out to people, but you solely just on your own with it, like, man, what the fuck? I want this to look like that. The font, even if you don't know the name of the font, you know, like,
I know that's how I wanted to look.
Right, and you're doing this all on your own,
on my own,
beginning off.
I didn't have no big homie. I didn't have nobody really just telling me like, nah, go about it this way. Go about it. I had nobody telling me nothing. Like they didn't. I have no. That's the thing about it. Like, and that's what I respect. Even when people reach out to me now, that's why I get it. Like, okay, I can give you information, because when I was starting, I had nobody to reach out to. I couldn't even come up with who I can reach out to at that point. Like,
I mean, because for one, not to discredit where we at, but you know, a lot of people be like choke holding like connects, connects, or just how to just, you know, it's intimidating at sometimes to other people.
Right.
So yeah, so you have to reach out but then you figured it out on your own of like, all right, like shit, like nobody want to help me, well, I'm gonna do this shit on my own. And then from your connections, either from colleges or whatever the case is, you found out. So they made your new logo.
Right. I don't even think it was more so like nobody want to help me. I just feel like I don't want nobody to have that over my head. Like, I'm the one who did it. I'm the one who put you on. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, the wrong motherfucker will use that against you.
Yeah, so I just feel like I never wanted that. Like, I didn't want you to be like, I'm the reason you did that. So I figured things out. Like I said, the internet was around, so I was Googling certain different things, trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So I came across some vendors. When I came across some vendors, that's when I started ordering, you know, different merch. Google where to get it printed at. Located some local screen printing companies, and that's how I went about it.
Okay. So, any influences, was there any? Like, whether it's locally?
Oh, yeah, I definitely had some influence.
So you got to shout out Ken Lo.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's exactly what I was about to say. Like, when we was growing up, we from a small city.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too many people doing fashion and merchandise that was really on a level to where he was like, that right there inspired me.
It seemed so far-fetched, too.
Yeah.
Like, the way he was doing it.
He was doing it. Like, you know, when we was in high school, we gotta have the Players University. We gotta have the basketball jerseys. Man, we gotta have all that. The T-shirts with the different hoods on it. We gotta have that.
Shouts out to Pud. I was taking Pud's jersey, bro. That nigga wear 3X's, and
that's how it was.
I was wearing smalls.
Exactly.
I'm like, nigga, I need that jersey. I'm about to rock this
I was
shit.
Wearing size 38 jeans. Man, if I put the 38 jeans in right now, I was like, man, what is you doing, bro?
Listen, bro. I don't know what we was
in high school,
but it was such a necessity. Cause his line was so hot independently.
It was hot. Yeah, the way Unc was doing it, like I said, I give my biggest salute. Ken Lo called me every other day. We chop it up all the time. He tell me like I'm inspiring him, but it's almost like, damn, that give me motivation. Like, how am I inspiring you when I grew up off of what you was doing? You know what I'm saying? So that kind of keep me motivating every day.
What was the drive of like, all right, bro, I'm full throttle this is what I'm doing? Like, what made you start taking it that serious? Because you mentioned Junior.
Right. I think for the most part, my son, because it's like I want to give him a good life.
Absolutely.
And I knew like working a 9 to 5 is only gonna get you so far.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, nah, this ain't gonna. Don't get me wrong. I'm not discrediting nobody having a 9 to 5 because you got to get it how you get it. You got to pay them bills at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
But like I just knew like it's bigger than me going to clock in for somebody every day. I'm like, I got to figure out something that can get us to the next level.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm still working towards the next level. But I just had to talk with myself like, nah, I can't even like working in the job. It's like, bro, I don't even want to be here.
It's
like, why am I here?
Bro, it's a hindrance. And
even when you talking, I don't mean to cut you off, but
yeah.
even when you talking to somebody that's like 50, 60 years old at this job, like you like, bro, you been here how long? Like 20 years?
Bro.
I can't see myself being here
20?
another 2.
Man, 20 doing the same fucking thing.
Over and over.
If anything, your shift might change.
Yeah.
Or you get promoted.
And you getting a little raise each year. I was like, nah, I want better for myself. Like I said, it's not for everybody. Entrepreneurship is not for everybody. Owning a business is not for everybody.
9 to 5 ain't for everybody.
Yeah, exactly. It's not. It's not.
It's not. That's what with me, man. Like my last 9 to 5 was like years ago. But like you said, like it ain't to discredit nobody, but I think
no.
And it's not even egotistical. It's just like, I guess, okay, so I read before, like, the most dangerous thing somebody can ever figure out in life is knowing who they want to be.
Exactly.
Because once you know who you want to be, it's so fucking difficult to just adjust to what
society wants you to be.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Or just to settle.
Yeah, settle. Yeah. And it sounds so
and it's a fight. Up. It's a fight.
But it sounds so fucked up when cause like I got so much more I gotta do. I'm not perfect at all. I got flaws, but I just can't be a person to settle.
Yeah.
And it's man, bro, it
and
kills
I just think
your soul.
I just think that's what it's boiled down to. Like, some people settle and that's okay.
Yeah.
They got a house, they got cars, they got whatever. But I just feel like it's more to life. I want to give my kids something that I can pass down. I don't care if one day I end up selling my brand to somebody. I'm still going to invest in something else and be able to pass something down to my kids. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's all about at the end of the day. What can I pass down to my kids? I can't pass down my kids my 9 to 5.
Yeah, and nothing tangible.
It's like I want them to be set. Like, it's all about your legacy
forever
at the end of the day.
Forever
set. Yeah, that was a good plug.
I had to plug
that was
it.
a good plug.
So look, this another thing too. He was questioning. I feel like is you saying that you want to have something to pass down, like the legacy of it.
Right.
But explain to me, like, was there any difficulties of like you said, what society wanted us to be? And I'm not sure. I don't know what your parents did, or you know, we talked about that earlier, or your type of household. But how is it difficult to go against the grain of what we seen coming up and what you want to do now, as far as like our parents is our influences.
Right.
A person like me, you know, they was advocates on just, you know, get a permit, 15, go work and this and that.
Right.
By the time 18 hit, it was like, I mean, I don't want to do that shit.
Right.
So just, if you can, just explain, was it difficult to just be like, what y'all doing was cool, but this shit is.
Yeah, I think that's a big part. Like, I think that's a big part of just like the black community. Like, my parents, my mom was a stay-at-home mom. It was 8 of us. We was a blended family. My dad was the go-getter. He went to work every day, from starting off minimum wage when I was a baby.
Word.
To working itself up. He retired from the University of Dayton. But like I said, he was a go-getter. He didn't have that business mindset. And I think with the older generation, they wasn't really like, the foundation wasn't business with them.
What do you think it was?
Working.
Just
working. Yeah. Your dad, your grandfather, they was workers. Like, they go to work, They get paid. They bring the money home.
Go
Mom
back to work.
cooking.
Yeah.
She going to the grocery store.
Yeah,
It was
the
that.
structure was like
Yeah, the structure.
the blueprint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that was now if you see it like our generation, nah, it's the totally opposite. We not trying to go to work. We trying to get it on our own. Yeah. Like
independently.
We trying to start business. So I just think that's a generational thing. Like this whole new generation is like, nah, I'm trying to start my business. Like I'm not trying to work for somebody. Like I said, all my other siblings, they work. They tapping into the business side now.
Right.
Because like I said, it's a whole new way of going about things. But like I was always that kid to go against the grain. Like, nah. Like I would work a job for a couple weeks and be like, nah, I'm out. Like this ain't for me.
Yeah,
and they would be looking at me crazy. Like, why did you quit that job? Because I know I have more potential in myself to stick here. You know what I'm saying? To just stick this job out, and I know I'm not happy here.
And even if you don't even know like what potential mean at the time, it's just something that's doesn't sit. Yeah, it don't sit well with you. Like, bruh,
it don't.
I'm not doing this shit.
Yeah,
like this shit. Like I said, it just brings like a certain different type of misery to you.
Right. And like I used to be clocking in, but like, bro, I don't even want to. I used to tell
Nigga.
my coworkers, they used to be pissed. Like, what's wrong with you? I'd be like, I don't want to be here, and they looking at me crazy. Like, what do you mean you want to be here? Like, it's making money. I was like, this is not what I want to do,
bro. This is not it. 12-hour shifts.
It's not what I want to do.
Man, fuck that shit. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't never let a job fire me. I always quit.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Discussing everything with the life and personal life definitely can intervene sometimes. So explain to me too, how do you balance out your personal life away from with the business and the dreams that you're trying to curate? Like how do you balance that shit out? Because it can get difficult at very many times, but you just explain how you deal with it.
I ain't gonna lie. The personal life and business life is a task. Because you always trying to figure out, like, how can I satisfy the people that's in your personal life on top of still maintaining your business. And I'm not gonna lie, I haven't figured that out yet.
Word, that's a G-ass answer.
I haven't figured it out. And I'm still searching for the answers because at the end of the day, it's like, I don't want to take away from my dreams, and I also don't want to put the people that's in my life to the side.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, which one, like, it has to be a sacrifice at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And everybody, I don't mean to cut you off, but everybody that's in your personal life have to accept what you're trying to do. If they don't accept what you're trying to do, it's not going to work.
You know, the battle with that, though, is when you have to try to make it as if the dream is not more important than the people.
Exactly.
That's
a great way to put it.
Because and that's what I went through personally. It just was like, we're so driven to get what we want, and a dream ain't tangible.
Right.
So other people don't get it.
Right.
But at the same time, they look at it as like, oh, this shit is more important than you. But it's like, damn, you're in the Mona Lisa picture with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I think they just, family too, significant others. If you got a kid that think you're neglecting them, it's just like, nah, like this shit isn't more important. But goddamn it, it's just, if this is my analogy with it, if it makes sense. Doctors, it take dinner 8 to 10 years, depending on what the fuck you want to do to be a doctor. It take a certain amount of time to do it. There's no fucking way in hell a doctor is going to be a doctor if they go to school for 3 years, take 2 off, and then go back and finish the next 5 years.
Exactly.
Like, no, bro. Yeah. If you're a fucking doctor, lawyer, you got to continuously do that shit 8 years straight just to get that degree.
You got to study.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I'm saying.
You're going to have time away from your family.
That's what I'm saying. And people get that shit fucked up as if, like it's more important than them, and it's not.
It's not.
It's just, man,
it's an understanding at the end of the day. And I feel like anybody that comes with the personal life of this, you have to understand the bigger picture. Like, bro, I'm trying to do this for the whole fam.
Literally.
Like, okay, I might sacrifice 1 or 2 years to grind and might not be so
peachy.
Yeah. So peachy and so into what we trying to do, but it's gonna pay off. And when it pay off, it's gonna make sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna make sense right now.
Give
me 3 years. It's gonna make sense. Like,
I mean, because with a lot of people too, and let's be honest, you got your people that set their standards high and just got their standards for what society brought to them.
yeah,
They want instant gratification of what they choose to do.
yeah,
Instant gratification is like work 2 weeks, 80 hours, paycheck.
right.
This shit, like you said, it might be 2 years.
It might be 2 years.
And goddamn it, it's a fucking battle.
It's a battle. Hey, listen, I'm stressing. On top of, I'm trying to execute ideas. On top of, I'm trying to plan different things out. Like,
got 10 different hats.
Yeah, I got 10 different hats right now. It's just me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just me.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't understand that, and a lot of people can't accept what comes with that, which is okay. If you don't accept it, that's okay. I'm not expecting you to accept it, but in the long run, when we look back on this shit, like, damn, I put in that work.
Yeah.
And now we successful.
And
so if you ain't willing to ride with it, that's cool. I respect that because that's just not for you. But the people that's riding with it, they gonna know, like, bro, he put in that work. Like,
yeah.
He put in that work and it's paying off.
It's way more respectful. It's way more appreciated from people when they see it like that.
Yeah.
And at first it took me a minute to understand, like, damn, how come the people that I want to realize it don't realize what I'm doing?
Right.
And you know, like I said, it's not saying we know better than anybody, but we just see a different outlook. And
Right.
that's another thing that I read up on. Dreamers are the one that shifts the way of the world. Because if it wasn't for people that chose to like dream and to do some shit that seemed impossible and it made it possible, then this shit would just be a shit show. But because it's motherfuckers like us, like inspiring our little cousins or, you know, like my niece, she want to have a camera and all of that shit. If I never even took the time to even do that shit,
right?
Ain't no, you know what I mean? We wouldn't be, we inspire
you're
people.
Inspiring her. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're inspiring her.
So there's no telling whose eyes is on you for what you're doing and everything because it seems so far-fetched.
Yeah.
And
a lot of people watch and they inspire.
So, my next question. Through what we do, the diversity, the emotions that we go through, dealing with certain things, whether it's, you know, personal or public shit like that, I feel like we all do come with a certain type of self-doubt. And everybody got their own way of trying to get through like that situational feeling. So what's some things that you do that keep you motivated or keep you out of that mind state of like, you know, this is temporary, like this isn't forever?
Honestly, I just think waking up every day it's a constant like asking yourself like, is this what I want to do?
Yeah.
It's a constant asking yourself like, I won't necessarily say asking yourself, but it's a constant like reassurance, like a motivational check.
I mean, you ever question like, is it worth it?
I definitely. Every day I wake up, it's a question like, is it worth it? Is it worth the struggle? Is it worth the figuring out? Is it worth the from everything? You literally have to wake up every morning and be like, man, is this some shit that I really want to figure out?
But what keep you going though? What's your
I think
your chakras or your meditation or whatever, like what keeps you like in the moment of like, nah, this is it?
I think it's a constant talk to myself like, bro, you got this. Bro, you it's people that came before you and then they made it.
So you speaking into existence.
Yeah, it's people that,
well, you seen it happen before.
Exactly.
So you know what's possible.
Yeah, you done seen people come before you and they made it. You done seen people come from nothing.
Still got it.
Yeah, like a Tyler Perry. He was sleeping in his car. Like, if this nigga can get rich after being poor in his car, and he you know what I'm saying, he having so many visions and ideas and they come to fruition.
Yeah.
And it's like, why can't I do that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what is he doing that I can't do?
You know, a way I look at it is like Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart literally became a authentic Nike athlete.
Yeah.
And the nigga became a Nike athlete off of shooting like 2 movies at the same time.
Right.
And working out, doing marathons and shits like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, like in that aspect, like people don't look at it like that, but it do be like, goddamn, like it was people before us that did it, and then we literally see it happen in front of us.
Yeah. And the other part is like, don't shit happen overnight. A lot of people expect like,
True that.
okay, this success supposed to happen overnight. That shit don't happen overnight, bro. Like, if you stay consistent enough, that shit is gonna fall into your lap. But it's about being consistent.
Where can they find you? Name drop it, the websites, the whatever
Follow.
you feel. What's whatever it is.
Legendary Avenue on Instagram.
Click the link below.
Okay, now follow my personal page, Joel Wilburn, on IG, and you can get on the website at legendaryavenue.co. So yeah, that's how you reach out to that.
We in the building, man. Thank you,
Yeah,
bro.
for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Dreamers welcome. CEO Peso, Joe
Dreamers
Fresh.
welcome.
Man, come on, man. Where dreams come true, holla at us.
Dreamers Welcome Podcast.